With The Sixth Sense, M. Night Shyamalan successfully executed the most celebrated twist ending of its era of movies. One of the most iconic twist endings of all time. I mean, the phrase twist ending, at least for the past 30 years or so, is probably more associated with The Sixth Sense than any other movie. And this did have the unfortunate side effect of giving Shyamalan his brand. His movies will have twist endings. And he did kind of lean into this idea at the time. He took a very heavy hand in his marketing and the mythologizing he did about himself at this period in his career. He has a documentary he produced called The Buried Secret of M. Night Shyamalan, in which he implies that he's like a mystical god or something. So he liked the idea that people were like, ooh, what's the Shyamalan twist going to be in this movie? But as I said in my earlier video about The Village, which is one of the other major twist ending movies of his, the reveal is not so much a twist as it is an answer to the kind of story you've been watching. And I think this is done really well in The Village and even better in The Sixth Sense. To explain why, I'm going to have to talk about the ending of The Sixth Sense. So spoiler alert, if you have not seen The Sixth Sense, don't watch the rest of this video. Okay, here it is. Dr. Malcolm Crowe is our main point of view character in the movie, and he's played by Bruce Willis. We're largely seeing the story through his eyes, although we do get a lot from the perspective of Haley Joel Osment, who plays Cole, and Cole sees dead people. And as the movie goes along, we get to learn the rules of how this sort of afterlife works, or this penetration of the dead into the realm of the living, at least as much as Cole has been able to understand it throughout his life. These dead people, they don't know they're dead. That he says this. They don't know they're dead, and they only see what they want to see. And Cole, he doesn't know what the ghosts want. And so his doctor, Bruce Willis, Dr. Crowe, helps him understand that the ghosts are after his help, ultimately, or he needs to help. If he wants them to leave him alone, he needs to help them get some sort of resolution. And of course, the final reveal of the movie is that Bruce Willis himself is a ghost. And I think that if you go into this movie fresh, if somehow you aren't aware of this and you watch this movie for the first time today, you're probably suspecting it somewhere deep in the back of your mind, not just because you're aware of movie tropes, or because you're like trying to guess the ending. I mean, if somebody says, hey, a movie has ghosts who don't know they're dead, the first thing you're going to guess is like, oh, well, the main character's a ghost. If you ignore that, I think that the movie's doing a great job of showing his journey to understanding that you'll probably suspect, even if you don't know how to put it into words, like something seems to be up with him in terms of how he's perceiving his life. The movie is so effective at rendering his journey, and Cole is helping him realize the truth about his life and his death, and ultimately he's able to find some peace in it. And a subplot of the movie involves Bruce Willis having drifted very far away from his wife. They barely talk anymore. Actually, they don't talk at all, but Bruce Willis doesn't know this because he only sees what he wants to see, doesn't know he's dead, doesn't know that his wife can't respond to him. People, after they learned the twist of the movie, liked going back and looking at it a second time and seeing the scenes between Bruce Willis and Olivia Williams, who plays his wife, and see that she never actually responds to him, that it's a one-sided interaction. If you ask people why they like the twist so much, I think they would either say, one, it's so unexpected, or two, it's just a cool magic trick because it makes you go back and look at all those scenes and see the neat little things like Bruce Willis not pulling the chair out from under the table to sit down, and he just kind of slides into it. But I think the reason this resonates so much, it's such a powerful twist, is because Shyamalan is doing such a good job of showing a marriage that has fallen apart, and Willis is doing such a great job. This is such a great performance from him. He's playing it. He's so sad about what has happened without understanding how it's happened. But if you removed his being dead from the movie, this would still be an extraordinarily good look at a man who's just floating through his life. He feels detached from it. He feels distracted from it. He's not able to get back into it. And this is a thing that happens to people. It happens to people all the time. You don't have to actually die to feel like you're a ghost in your own life, that your life is living you. You are not living your life. To feel like you're not in control of anything. Everything is happening to you. You're not able to make things happen. That's just a thing that people do because life is a grind. There's so much to do. There's so many tasks. There's work. And you know that the things that matter about life are the people in them, that's what counts. That's what you need to value. But it's so easy to get distracted from that. Because this plot is so deeply felt, it doesn't feel cheap to reveal at the end that, ta-da, he's dead. And the reason he's disconnected from his wife is because he's dead. Like, he might have ended up this way in his marriage, even if he hadn't been killed, because it is clear from what we know about him that he was too obsessed with his work. He loves his wife loves him, but there is a chance he could have ended up in this situation. Even if he weren't a literal ghost, he could have been a figurative ghost in his life. When he thinks his wife is having an affair on him before he realizes he's dead, like, it even kind of makes sense to him. Like, yeah, I haven't been paying enough attention to her. Of course she's going to go looking for somebody else. The magical thing movies can do is put you into the perception of other people. You, the viewer, are experiencing life as Malcolm Crowe, a dead man who doesn't realize he's dead. You get to feel like what it feels like to be dead, and then to realize that you're dead. And it's jarring. It's upsetting to think about all the time you wasted in your life. And then you, the viewer, get the relief of knowing, like, oh, I still have time. There's still time for me. I can go back to my life. My life is still there for me to live it. So twist endings like this, they are super difficult to pull off, to come up with, let alone pull off. And I think that's because you have to start from a place of, even if the twist doesn't happen, it is still dramatically satisfying. And I think that The Sixth Sense is so dramatically satisfying without the twist ending and without dead people in it at all.